My name is Sahar. I am 25 years old. I study law at the university. I want to become a lawyer and fight for justice. But the first case I ever fought was for a man who could not benefit from it. This is that story. I met Amin 1 year ago. I needed transportation to university every day. The bus was unreliable and crowded. My father suggested I find a trusted taxi driver, someone safe who could take me regularly. A neighbor recommended Amin. He was 30 years old and had driven a taxi for 8 years. People said he was honest and kind. They said I would be safe with him. The first morning, Amin arrived at my house at 7. His taxi was old, but clean. He smiled and opened the door for me. He asked which route I preferred. His voice was respectful. His manner was professional. I felt comfortable immediately. That ride to university took 20 minutes. We barely spoke, but I knew I found the right driver. Days passed, then weeks. Our morning rides became routine. At first, we rode in silence, but slowly we started talking. Amin asked about my studies. I told him about law school, about my dream to defend innocent people, about wanting to make the system more fair. Amin listened carefully. He said the country needed people like me. He said justice was rare and precious. His words encouraged me. Amin told me about his life too. He supported his elderly parents and 2 younger brothers. His father was sick. His mother could not work. Amin drove taxi 12 hours a day to pay for everything: medicine, food, school fees. He never complained. He said providing for family was honor. He said hard work had dignity. I began to look forward to our morning conversations. Amin was intelligent, even though he never went to university. He read books while waiting for passengers. He thought deeply about life. He had opinions about politics and society. He believed people were mostly good. He believed change was possible. His optimism was refreshing. Months passed. Our talks grew more personal. Amin told me about his dreams. He wanted to own his own taxi someday, not rent one from someone else. He wanted to save enough money to send his brothers to college. He wanted his parents to rest. Simple dreams, but meaningful. I shared my fears about failing, about not being good enough, about the corruption in the legal system. Amin always reassured me. He said I would succeed because I cared, because I had passion. His faith in me mattered more than I realized. Somewhere in those morning rides, I fell in love. I did not plan it. It just happened. I loved how Amin treated everyone with respect, how he helped elderly passengers with their bags, how he returned extra change when customers overpaid, how he smiled at children, how he made me feel safe in an unsafe world. I loved his goodness. I think Amin loved me too. He never said it directly. That would not be proper. But I saw it in small ways. How his face brightened when he saw me. How he always drove carefully with me in the car. How he worried if I looked tired or sad. How he remembered everything I told him. Love existed in the space between our words. One morning, I woke late. I had studied until midnight and forgot to set my alarm. I rushed to get ready. Amin was already waiting outside. I ran to the taxi, apologizing. He smiled and said not to worry. But now we were behind schedule. I had an important exam. I could not be late. Amin suggested taking a shorter route, through a neighborhood he usually avoided. It was faster, but less safe. I hesitated, but I really needed to reach university on time. I agreed. Amin drove quickly. He knew I was nervous about the exam. He joked to calm me. He said when I became a famous lawyer, my first case should be defending him. He said he drove too fast and would need a good lawyer someday. I laughed. I said it would be my honor. We entered the rough neighborhood. The streets were narrow and poorly maintained. Amin slowed down. He said we would be through quickly. But then I saw men ahead. 4 men with guns standing in the street. They were stopping cars, checking inside, looking for someone. Amin stopped the taxi. He told me to stay quiet, to look down. One man approached. He looked inside. He saw me in front. Another passenger in back. A middle-aged man going to work. The gunman told the back passenger to get out. The passenger refused. He said he was just going to work. He was nobody. Please let him go. The gunman became angry. He opened the back door and grabbed the man. The passenger resisted. He held on to the seat. He begged. Amin turned around. He told the gunman to leave the passenger alone. He said the man was innocent. The gunman told Amin to shut up and drive away, but Amin did not start the car. He said he would not leave without his passenger. Other gunmen gathered around. They pointed weapons at us. They shouted. The situation was escalating fast. I was terrified. I wanted to tell Amin to just drive, to save us. But I could not speak. Fear paralyzed me. The back passenger suddenly pushed past the gunman and jumped out. He started running. The gunman turned to chase him. Amin saw his chance. He started the engine. He hit the accelerator. The taxi lurched forward. We were moving. We might escape. Then I heard the shot. Glass exploded. The windshield shattered. Something hot sprayed my face. The taxi swerved. Amin's body slumped against the steering wheel. The car crashed into a wall and stopped. Silence fell, except for the ringing in my ears. I looked at Amin. Blood covered his chest. His eyes were open, but empty. His hands still gripped the wheel. He was gone. Just like that. The man who smiled at me every morning. The man who believed in me. The man I loved without ever telling him. Gone. People came running. Someone pulled me from the car. Police arrived. Ambulance came too late. They took Amin away. They asked me questions. I answered automatically. My voice did not sound like mine. Nothing felt real. The passenger Amin tried to protect survived. He ran away during the chaos. He came to me later and cried. He said Amen saved his life. He said he would never forget, but gratitude cannot bring back the dead. I finished my law degree. I became a lawyer like I dreamed. My first case was fighting to bring Amen's killers to justice. I worked for free. I investigated for months. I built the case carefully. I presented it in court. I won. The men went to prison. But victory felt hollow. Amen was still dead. I think about him every day, about our morning rides, about his optimism and kindness, about how he gave his life for a stranger, about how I never told him I loved him, about the future we never had. Sometimes I still take taxis, but they are just transportation now, nothing more, because the one driver who mattered is gone. And every ride reminds me that justice came too late for the man who believed in it most.